Hello, welcome to News Now on TV360. I'm Thelma Okoro. The Nigerian government has denied reports claiming the release of another set of 21 Chibok schoolgirls abducted by the Boko Haram sect. Presidential spokesperson Garba Shehu confirmed this on Twitter, saying that no more girls had been released from the sect. He, however, stated that the Nigerian government is still negotiating with the sect to ensure the release of the remaining schoolgirls. 21 of the girls were earlier freed following negotiations with the sect by the Nigerian government after more than 2 years in captivity. In April 2014, the Boko Haram sect abducted more than 200 schoolgirls from their school in Chibok, Borno State, northeast Nigeria. The Nigerian army has urged the public to be vigilant as it continues its offensive against the Boko Haram terrorists. The army, in a statement, said the remnants of the sect are fleeing to different parts of the country following the ongoing final clearance of their hideouts in Sambisa Forest. Spokesman of the Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Sani Usman, advised Nigerians, especially those living in Adamawa, Borno and Yobe states, to be extra vigilant. Nigeria has been battling Islamic sect Boko Haram for about 7 years now. The sect no longer holds territory following intense attacks by the Nigerian army in collaboration with the military from Niger, Cameroon and Benin Republic. The Nigerian government has formally launched the digital switchover in television broadcasting in the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja. A rather colorful ceremony was held to mark the official migration away from analog broadcasting in the capital city. Representing President Muhammadu Buhari was the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who admitted that the exercise is the beginning of very interesting times in the country's history.
More important are the doors opened by digital transition. First is that it will liberalize access to and increase the versatility of media information. Interactive programming, two-way data exchanges, mobile reception of video, internet and multimedia data will open up. The opportunities that this will provide are only limited by the imagination. Advertising, formal education, sales and marketing are obvious low-hanging fruits. Again, as I had mentioned in my speech to the National Assembly last Tuesday, that Nigerian artists and entrepreneurs in music, entertainment and filmmaking will be important pillars in our diversification plans. Digitization will create jobs in the area of content and software development, provide platforms for film producers and musicians to release their productions directly to households. This will, of course, substantially cut off piracy. Let me state for emphasis that this government is irreversibly committed to meeting the June 2017 deadline for the switchover in the West African sub-region, and also to the rollout of the digital switchover in all the states of the Federation.
Our objective is not just to move customers and Nigerians from analog to digital in a simple technical sense, but to ensure a total overhaul of the whole TV watching experience and the economy around it. We are going as a government to forbid all forms of monopoly so that all Nigerians can get access to all types of content without having to expend money on multiple devices. Media pluralism is a cornerstone of democracy, and this fact should be reflected in the plurality of independent and autonomous media and in diversity of media content accessible to all.
President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered state governors to pay as outstanding workers' entitlements at least 25% of the refunds made to them from excess deduction from external debt service. The president approved 552.74 billion naira to be paid in batches to all states that are owed in the country. According to the presidency, 33 affected states are expected to receive 25% of their approved sums in the first instance after the week runs out. The Nigerian government has denied reports that plastic rice has been imported into the country. Health Minister Isaac Adewale denied earlier reports by the Nigerian Customs Service that about 2.5 tons of plastic rice was confiscated by the service. Lagos Customs Chief Haruna Mahmudu said on Wednesday that the fake rice was intended to be sold during the festive season. According to the health minister, tests by the Food Safety Agency found that, quote, no evidence of plastic material was found in the confiscated food. The Customs Service is, however, yet to comment on the health minister's statement. There has been panic in many parts of Nigeria following the disclosure that plastic rice had been imported into the country. The Nigerian government has said the European Union is willing to fund a social intervention program for the repatriation of illegal Nigerian migrants from EU countries. Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema made this known in New York. Onyema said the Nigerian government is addressing factors encouraging Nigerians to migrate abroad illegally, adding that the social intervention program by the federal government is going to be a very important component of the 2017 budget. According to data released by the European Union, 22,000 illegal Nigerian migrants crossed the Mediterranean Sea to Europe between January and September this year alone. The United Nations has warned that Nigeria's commercial capital of Lagos State faces an acute water crisis capable of creating unacceptable conditions for millions of people. According to the UN, the 21 million residents of Lagos struggle to find water suitable for drinking and sanitation. An independent expert appointed by the United Nations suggests that only 1 in 10 people have access to water supplied by the state government in Lagos State. As a result of the public water system, many residents rely on private water supplies or bore into pipe holes themselves. Damaged pipelines leak millions of gallons of treated water, which is about 1/4 of the supplies meant for homes, schools, hospitals, and industries. The Delta State government says it has no case with former governor and convicted fraudster James Ibori and is very happy he has been released from the UK prison. The State Commissioner for Information, Patrick Uka, said this in Asaba after the State Executive Council meeting. Ibori was on Wednesday released from prison after completing his sentence in a London-based prison. However, he will not return to Nigeria until at least January, as he has to report to the police once every week. Ibori was sentenced to 13 years in prison by a UK court after pleading guilty to 10 charges of fraud and money laundering worth over £50 million in February 2012. The Nigerian Police Force has confirmed that the 10,000 successful applicants into the Nigerian Police will resume training on the 31st of December 2016. The trainings will take place in various police colleges and training schools across the country. 7,500 constables will be holding their trainings in the police colleges located in their geopolitical zones, while 652 recruited constables will be trained at the police college here in Lagos. The training is expected to last for 9 months. The Department of State Services says it has uncovered a plot by Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike to provoke violence and breach peace in Abuja, the nation's capital. A statement released by the DSS said Wike had secured the services of thugs led by a man identified as Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere, who is a personal aide to the Senate President Bukola Saraki. According to the State Service, the aim of the plot is to cause mayhem and a complete breakdown of law and order, and also cast the security agencies and the federal government in bad light. The DSS also claims that the Rivers governor intends to divert public and international attention from the ongoing police investigation into his role in the violence that marred the rerun election held in Rivers State. The Nigerian government has approved a new policy to protect whistleblowers in the country. The policy developed by the Ministries of Finance and Justice was announced by Minister of Finance Kemi Adeosun at the end of the Federal Executive Council meeting held in Abuja. According to the new policy, at least 5% of any recovered loot will be awarded to whistleblowers.
What it does is it encourages anyone with information about a violation of government's financial regulations, mismanagement of public funds, and assets, fraud, financial malpractice, and other associated conduct to report it. It covers disclosure of information leading to the return of Nigeria's stolen or concealed funds and assets. And it's intended to strengthen the mechanism for the fight against corruption, improve governance, and support the implementation of the Open Government Partnership. The memo covered the scope of the policy, the manner in which reports will be filed, which is via a website, by phone, or by email. It covered anonymity, protection of the whistleblower, which was very important, that whistleblowers will be protected against sanctions, and a reward scheme in the event that somebody who is a whistleblower actually either loses their job or is financially disadvantaged as a result of the information they have provided. We have a reward scheme which will pay no more than 5%, no more than 5%. So it's a scale according to the seriousness of the financial loss. Members, of course, of FEC supported the policy wholeheartedly, but made very strong suggestions around how we safeguard public officers against malicious or false allegations. And the policy covered this. If information is provided that was deliberately false or misleading, then that case must be handed over for investigation and possible prosecution to deter frivolous reports. But this is part of our fight against corruption, our fight to strengthen institutional governance. What we've discovered is that most financial crimes, people know about them, but they're scared to speak up. It is not possible to move money, for example, with just one signature. There are always two, but people are often scared to speak up. So the whistleblower policy actually gives them protection against the consequences of doing the right thing in the public interest, and hopefully will support us to recover a lot of concealed money by providing protection to those who provide us with the information.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes, so...
Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no, you don't need to do this. We are only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Okay, which came out with this one? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. The naira has fallen further to the dollar on the black market. The local currency was trading around 4.95 to the dollar on the black market, compared to 4.85 per dollar recorded last week due to dollar shortages. The naira was quoted at 3.10 to the dollar on the official interbank window. Traders say the naira could hit the 500 mark by next week as dollar scarcity persists and the CBN cuts supply to forex operators. The naira has been on a free fall in the past few weeks. Nigeria's overnight lending rate rose sharply to around 50% on Friday. The current rate is from an average of 4.5% recorded the previous day. Traders say the Central Bank of Nigeria debited commercial lenders' accounts for special forex sales. CBN had earlier this week asked banks to submit bids for a special currency auction to clear the backlog of matured outstanding dollar obligations for selected sectors of the economy, which include airlines, fuel importers and manufacturing firms. The Apex Bank is yet to disclose the amount sold, but currency traders say the cost of borrowing among banks climbed because of a scramble for funds among commercial lenders. Oil prices slipped on Friday in thin Asian trade ahead of the Christmas and New Year holidays. This disrupted some of the gains in the previous session as traders took profits from the oil market. Brent crude dropped to $54.86 per barrel, while U.S. crude fell to $52.67 per barrel. Oil prices are trading around their highest levels since mid-2015, supported by a deal by OPEC and non-OPEC oil producers to cut output by almost 1.8 million barrels per day from January 1st, 2017. According to reports, oil prices are weaker due to the stronger dollar. At least 5 people have died and dozens injured in an explosion at a gas filling station in Ghana's capital of Accra. According to local media, injured persons were reported to have suffered severe burns and have been sent to the hospital for treatment. The National Petroleum Authority says that the explosion has been caused by an irresponsible human error. The tragedy has raised renewed concerns over the location of few stations, many of which can be found close to residential areas. UN Human Rights Agency says at least 40 people have been killed and 460 others arrested in protests against President Joseph Kabila this week. Protests erupted against Kabila when he failed to step down from office, despite his mandate expiring on Tuesday. Opposition leaders say Congolese politicians have agreed in principle to a deal under which President Kabila will leave office by the end of 2017. Kabila's mandate expired on Tuesday, but he has remained in office as the presidential election scheduled for last month was postponed until at least April 2018. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have been ranked the 8th best team in Africa. The Eagles, however, dropped to 51st position with 616 points in the latest FIFA World Ranking. The Nigerian national team haven't been involved in any football games since their last victory against the Desert Foxes of Algeria at the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. The Eagles currently top their qualifying group with 6 points, 4 points ahead of closest challengers Cameroon and 5 ahead of Zambia as well as Algeria, who have 1 point each. The Confederation of African Football (CAF) has unveiled the top 3 nominees for the 2016 Glow CAF African Footballer of the Year award. The finalists are reigning African Footballer of the Year and Borussia Dortmund winger Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from Gabon and Senegal, as well as Liverpool's midfielder Sadio Mane and Riyad Mahrez of Leicester City of England and Algeria. The players were shortlisted from a 30-man list and include 2 England-based players, with the winner to be announced at the ceremony in Abuja on January 5, 2017. Now, in the African Player of the Year award, the 3 finalists are Rainford Kabala, Dennis Onyango and Kama Biliat. The Russian Biathlon Union has opted against hosting a World Cup event in March next year amid the country's doping controversy. The RBU had previously stated that they were still planning to host March's biathlon event and should only be punished if their guilt could be proved properly. Now they have withdrawn following increasing international pressure to cancel the event. Russia also withdrew from hosting a speed skating event in the city also in March on the same grounds of doping. Well, that's all we have at this hour. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Thelma Okoro.